Arigato. Hey. This is my fantasy football Super Bowl ring. First and foremost, I want to show you what you already know. Champion. All right. This is the God Awful News. I'm Craig Hamilton Bradley. Welcome to the God Awful News, because if you think the news sucks today, just wait. Tomorrow's going to be worse. Thought the news was bad yesterday. Oh, today is worse than yesterday. Once again, yes. Republicans will not fail us for the next God knows how many days until we get them all out of office and extinguish their party. They serve no good purpose. I just keep thinking about this. Like, what if they just had one good purpose? One. Right? What if they cared about clean air? Or women not being murdered by pro-death policies that take away their, right to health care? Or what if they wanted to make it safe for kids to go to school? Just one thing. What if they were good for one thing, Republicans? Like one. What if they were honest about any of the things they claim to be, which they aren't, even though they're all sort of irrelevant, like small government and free markets and all that shit? Gee whiz. Anyway, here we are at the God Awful News. We're going to take the take of a guy who's going to summarize how stupid Republicans are here in a moment. First, I'm going to go outside and just show you the view because it's beautiful. You might be watching on my other channel. I mean, the same channel, but another video, which is also live. I have 2 live videos. It's amazing. So diverse. The kind is the sun is setting. Oh, it's actually, oh man. Yeah, sun is setting because the sun is no longer on the backs of these waves. It was just a second ago. There's whales out there. They are breaching. There's babies. Oh, baby whales all over the place. It's pretty cool. Which makes you wonder, why do these dipshit billionaires waste all of their time doing stupid shit with their lives? They're fucking wasting their lives meddling with government and Washington and trying to infuse fucking piece of shit religion into fucking government. Y'all are sick in the head. You could be just enjoying life. But no, you gotta destroy your fucking lives. Anyway, lots to talk about. We got to get through all this news because tomorrow I think I'm gonna go live, maybe on Facebook also, at the close of the stock market, because tomorrow's gonna be another day of carnage. Of course, if you haven't watched, well, first let's check out the sunset real quick. What do you say? Let's do two sunset videos same time. That's the guy, Fareed. We're gonna watch him. Oh my God! Look at this! Oh my God! Look. This is me watching you, watching me, watching the video. It goes on infinitely. You got a bunch of lazy people down there making it so I can't swim laps. No lap swimming from me as long as there's lazy fuckers in the pool all the time. All right, let's get back to the news. This is the God Awful News. Just want to show you, these are moments. Luckily, I'm recording it to watch it later. All right. So let's go over the news. And it's so cool because I don't know if you've been watching all these, Dave Ramsey, don't watch the market. That dipshit, Dave Ramsey, famous for telling you what to do with your money. He said, I'm voting for Donald Trump. Yeah, I really think, yeah. You really want to listen to that fucking guy? Jesus Christ. Oh, the fucking stupidity of people that get sucked up by people that just get ripped them off, make a living, make money, write books, have TV shows about being morons. Susie Orman's all over the place. Let me tell you what to do now. All right. Yet on this channel, my 100 faithful customers, subscribers, I mean, there's 5,000 of you, but 100 watch everything. You know, we saw this coming. We knew it was going to happen. I told you it was going to happen. I told you the day it happened, a week ago Wednesday. I told you this is the inflection point. Stock market's going to go down. Protect your fucking money, right? Before any of these stupid fuckers pretended to fucking know shit. And now they're going to get rich. Telling, you know, because you're desperate, you're losing all your money. You need to listen to Susie Orman or David Ramsey. Anyway, as my brother John and many others, all 100 of you know, we get it right here on my channel. And we tell you in advance, and we tell you how and what to do with your money. And right now is the time if you're not in the stock market. Okay, if you have 10 grand, take 3 grand. If you have, now, first of all, we're going to talk about risk exposure and general principles because they came up. Stupid piece of shit, Treasury Secretary, one of his defenses, right? He's like a fucking lawyer. My dad was a lawyer, so I understand the argument. God, he's such an idiot. He's like, well, most people are 60-40. Now, he didn't even explain any more than 60-40, but what he was talking about is 60% in stocks, 40% in bonds, or vice versa, whatever, which is assuming that you have like 70, 80, 90, 100% of your money in the market, but it's just divided because the general principle in your first economics class that you'll take will teach you that bonds and stocks interact, and when money comes out of one, they go into the other, and blah, blah, blah. A safe place for your money. I don't fuck around with bonds because they're boring as shit, and if you want a solid return, you can just buy stocks that I'm going to tell you about, like the one I've been telling you about, Annaly Capital Management. It's barely budged. It's at 18 something change, 1880. It dropped $1 or two for when this big whole thing happened, and now it pays 13.9%, $13.90, or 13.9% yield is. And I've been watching this company for 30 years, and all it's ever done is pay its fucking dividends for 30 years. So maybe it's going to stop. I doubt it. It also was at 40 before interest rates went up, and it dropped to 18, right? So, but why even think about trying to buy any stocks? No one should be buying. Don't try to catch a falling knife. A common expression in the stock market, right? Right now is a falling knife. Don't try to catch it. All these dipshits. Oh, I'm buying the dip. All these fucking assholes on YouTube saying, buy the dip. Shut the fuck up. Wait. The best advice you're ever going to get from any financial advisor is me. Wait. You should have taken your money out when I said to. Put it aside. And waited, because what you want, what I want, what we want, if you're going to try to be smart, is for this market to find its bottom. Where's the bottom going to be? Nobody knows. Let's just let it do its thing, unless you're like playing the downside. And then there's a bunch of bets, you know, that are probably pretty interesting. If I was into all that shit, I'd be airline stocks going down. Car stocks, God, I mean, so many. Oh, well, all the stocks too. And that's the whole thing, like I've been talking about. There's going to be opportunities when the stock market tanks. Good companies are going to go with it. Companies that aren't exposed to this, companies that aren't going to change. Although right now our overall economy is just contracting so much. I don't know that anything's safe. So that's why you don't want to have all your money in the stock market, so that you can pounce when someone like Donald Trump gets elected and does the dumbest shit that ever happened in government once again. He's the shittiest president that ever lived. The worst person. A rapist, a murderer, a thief. Aren't those the commandments, right? The Christian people? You're supposed to, thou shalt kill, thou shalt rape, thou shalt steal, thou shalt lie, thou shalt be a hypocrite, thou shalt sleep with your friend's wife. That's what he's famous for, right? What a piece of shit this guy is. I mean, just bold-faced, clear motherfucking piece of shit. Pardon all my language. But the world is on a real bad trajectory, and it's hard not to swear. I do apologize. All right. All that editorialism. Well, let's go right to. Well, let's get through a few stories real quick. Another measles death, of course. Trump and his incompetent fools are killing us. So there's now 500 measles cases. Another child was murdered by the lack of science and competent governance and Donald Trump, the death cult. Oh, so sad, isn't it? So in 2 days, the Dow was down close to 10%. The S&P down 15 or 10, almost 11%. Nasdaq down almost 12% in just 2 days, and it had already come down precipitously before that. It's just fantastic, isn't it? The damage one piece of shit can do, and all the people that want to cup his balls. Why do they want to do that? How could anyone be so stupid? Ignorant, awful, God fucking awful. That's what we call Republicans. God awful pieces of shit. Ignorant fools, easily conned, lied to. People still believe his lies too. They're believing him still. Oh my God, it's just so sad. It's so sad. All right, well, let's stop there and let's take in a little bit of real information from a real journalist. All I do is watch all the real journalists, all the hard workers that dig up the real stories and bring them to you. So this is a summary of all the news with my, of course, incredible takes. Can anyone drink enough alcohol, smoke enough weed to numb themselves from this god-awful news cycle? America wonders. I don't know. But watch your drinking, because your liver, you're going to need that, all right? You want to live long. You want to outvote all the maggots, right? The maggots that are going to die younger than you, because you're going to do the smart thing, right? The patriotic thing, and that's outvote your Republican sibling by 35 years, right? Let them die of a heart attack, and you live another 30 years voting, giving America a chance. What would that be? Giving America a chance. Gack? And like I say, I can't do nothing about this ugliness, right? Phew, can't do nothing about that smell. But if you're a Republican, you're fixable. You can fix your ugliness, that shitty stench you carry with you. And if you do, you should call all your friends that you used to have and say, sorry, let's be friends. I was an idiot. Oh my God. It might not be too late to salvage those relationships. All right, let's get into the thick of it here, because it's going to be a big day. Stock market's going to drop a lot. So let's talk about stocks that might come down that are definitely going to do well long term, right? You see Palantir, all those evil company. You see it get weak, guaranteed it's only going to soar. Maybe Lucid, only $2-something a share, and Rivian is $11 a share. Those don't pay dividends, but Tesla is up in flames. It's never going to come back. So that's interesting. And then real estate investment trusts might be safe still and smart, and defense stocks are going to thrive because we're going to war with everybody in the world. We're going to war with Mexico. We're going to war with Panama. We're going to war with Venezuela. We're going to war with Greenland. We're going to war with Canada, Yemen, Iran. Am I missing any of those? Yeah, so defense stocks And we're supplying Israel in its genocide. So, defense stocks. If you like to invest in bombing people, or you got no moral qualms with that, it's probably a safe place for your money. But you know what another safe place for your money is? Cash. Although Trump is trying to assault your cash, also, it's still cash. It doesn't go down in value, and you can use it to buy stocks once they drop 20, 30, 40, 50%, right? And if it's a stock like, I don't know, maybe a phone company, maybe a defense stock that is going to do just fine, there's going to be some values. People are going to get rich, and it's going to be the people that do their homework. And also, I don't recommend exposing yourself to any of these shitty companies that eliminated their DEI or funded and supported Project 2025, right? As you might have seen, if you watched the video, I went to the protest here yesterday, and that was a jolly good time. But let's get into it here. This gentleman here is smarter than me, does real hard work in journalism. Yeah, it's not fake news, man. Only fake news. I just suffered through 15 minutes of shitty Fox fake news. God. They're so evil and they're so stupid, and God help all those poor people listening to it, because they're just going to lose all their fucking money. Oh my God. Anyway, all right, let's check this out.
News for everyone. The real economic story of the last 3 decades is that the United States has surged ahead of all its major competitors. In 2008, the US economy was about the same size as the Eurozone. By 2023, it was nearly twice that size. US average wages were about 20% greater than the average of the advanced industrial world in 1990. They are now around 40% higher. The average Japanese person was 50% richer than an American in 1995 in terms of GDP per capita. Today, an American is about 150% richer than a Japanese person. In fact, the poorest American state, Mississippi, has a higher per capita GDP than Britain or France or Japan. And yet, Donald Trump has been convinced that all these decades, as America has moved ahead, it is actually in steep decline. His worldview seems to have been set in the 1960s, when in his memory, America was a great manufacturing power. Another piece of that antique worldview is an overestimation of Moscow's power, which in his mind apparently remains a towering economic player on the world stage with whom he can do many important deals. Russia, bizarrely, has been excluded from any new tariffs. The reality of America as the dominant nation in the fastest growing and most critical spheres of the global economy today, technology and services, seems to mean nothing to him. His tariffs have been calculated using a method closer to voodoo than economics. Among many mistakes, they are based solely on US trade deficits with countries in goods. That America runs huge surpluses in services, exporting software services, movies, music, law, and banking to the world somehow doesn't count. More than 75% of the US economy is apparently intangible fluff. Steel is the real deal. But while America is the world's dominant power, it is not so strong that it can act this irrationally. The world economy has grown of a size and scope that it will find ways around American protectionism, which is now among the world's most egregious. Contrary to Trump's stubborn beliefs, the US was in fact already somewhat protectionist, with tariff and non-tariff trade barriers greater than in 68 other countries. Now, with these new tariffs, American protectionism is literally off the charts, with higher rates than the Smoot-Hawley ones of 1930 that exacerbated the Great Depression. In the short run, everyone will suffer. But in the medium to long run, countries will start trading around the United States. This movement has already begun. Since Trump won in 2016, the US has abandoned virtually all efforts to expand trade. But other countries have picked up the slack. The European Union has signed 8 new trade deals and China has signed 9. As Ruchir Sharma notes, of the 10 fastest growing trade corridors, 5 have one terminus in China. Only 2 have a terminus in the United States. Countries around the world need growth, and that means trade. China will clearly be the big winner in this new world economy because it will position itself as the new...
And there you have it. All right. That's the best summary of what's really going on that I've seen. Oh my God, the dipshittery, the tomfoolery, the disgusting ignorance of Republican traitor pieces of shit. Oh my God, and now all their oh God, imagine you're a Republican that had a 401k that didn't want it to go down. But you voted for the president who's good for the economy. He's a businessman, so he's gonna do a really good job. Oh my God, are you fucking kidding me? Republicans' ignorance is just something special, you know? Oh God. And like, I suppose there wasn't any Republican who was on Social Security, right? None of you were on, so you didn't really want to get your Social Security checks. You hate Social Security, so that's why you voted for Donald Trump, right? That makes sense. You're a government worker and you just hate your job and you want to get fired, right? You're a forest ranger and you want to lose your job, so you voted for Donald Trump. Good job. Oh God. And that is just the beginning. Like, that ain't even a taste of how evil and corrupt and awful and horrible and devastating all the things Republicans are doing to hurt people in so many places, in so many ways. Just pain. Just pain. Make people suffer and then laugh at them. Dance on their fucking graves. These traitors are committing so many crimes against humanity. They all need to be brought up on charges. They all need to go to the gulags or the Hague or wherever for all the pain and suffering. Millions of more than 10 million people have just been murdered by USAID not being there for them. That's just the first 10 million murdered. Oh, we haven't even gotten into the starving people in our country, right? Taking away Meals on Wheels because we don't want seniors to get fed and we don't want children to get fed because we're Republicans. Soulless, meaningless, evil fucking Republicans. Fuck you. Just like my friend. So I did this, I went to the protest and some aloha Frankie, pardon my bad language, I'm pretty pissed off. World's getting fucked up. So I went to the protest, and of course, if you haven't heard my story, it will continue till it doesn't. But obviously I'm gonna die like everybody else, but until then, I just seem to get one miracle after another happening, right? And so guess what? And it was there, it was live. You saw it happen. It was live on my protest video. But I met the guy, the Red Cross guy that helped me at the hotel where I was at for 7 months. But then Red Cross was cut, right? We were turned over to FEMA. But now he's working, I guess, as a disaster recovery case worker. There's this now new phase where there's these disaster recovery case workers, and if you're lucky you have one. Been dealing with the fucking pre-case worker who needed me to prove that I lost everything again, which is traumatic and it sucks. And shit, you change addresses, and anyway, it's traumatic having to prove that you lost everything when it's like it makes you want to punch somebody. Anyway, so this guy who is great, and he shares this this desire to be in a world of comedy. He says, I'm writing. It was on the video, but he talked about that before. He likes to write comedy. he's writing a movie about being a disaster recovery worker. And the funny things that happen, I guess, like a sketch comedy. It sounds like. Anyway, he's like, "Oh, I'll find you." I'm like, I need. He's like, he expressed that that's what he was. I was like, "Oh, I need one of you." I was like, "My name is this." No, I already know. He's like, "I'll find you in there. I'll dig you out of the pile." Like, so I think I got a guy on the inside who, I mean, everyone else already has one working on their case for 6 months, but there's so many of us, and it's weird. It's United Way, and how many fucking millions and billions of dollars did they get, and what are they really fucking doing amongst all the other fucking nonprofits? Like Donald Trump's nonprofit taught us one thing about nonprofits. They're fucking corrupt, at least some of the time. Probably a lot of the time, anyway. Maybe all of the time to some extent. Talk about fraud, waste, and abuse. Churches, fucking nonprofits. Anyway. Tax them all. All right, so, and then, yeah, that was fun. I'm going to go back. I was there late. Apparently it was 5 people deep. When I was there, it was like 1 or 2. But next time I won't be late. I'll get motivated. And what a target-rich environment. Gentlemen, if you want to meet a woman who's not stupid, you go to a protest. Okay? Plain and simple. You want to meet a woman who's smarter than a Republican, you go to a protest. God bless America. And right? Because, I mean, just imagine meeting a woman like Pam Bondi thinking, oh, you're a lawyer, you're Attorney General? You must be smart. But no. I never knew an example of this term, which is misogynist. It's a mean term. But I think when it's applied to Pam Bondi, I think you could call her a dumb broad. God, when she's on TV, you just pray for women everywhere to not be as dumb as her. Holy shit. And if she can get through law school, fuck, so can I. So I'm thinking I should go to law school maybe. That won't hurt me, right? Be good for my brain. And apparently anybody can do it. Oh my God. If she can pass the bar, anybody can pass the bar. I've never seen a deer in the headlights more look like a deer in the headlights as a human being than that. Oh, and the evil of Pam Bondi and all these dancing on the graves of these people they haven't even given any due process to, that they've just disappeared, freaking basically taken everything from them, traumatized them in every worst way. And wouldn't we love to see these Hitler-loving Nazi Republicans just get a taste of their own medicine? They have no idea the experience of being locked up and treated in this way. It's breaking everyone who's not a sociopath, anyone who understands that empathy is not a weakness. Oh my God, can you believe Musk said that? When I was taking philosophy courses 35 years ago, I had this epiphany that that's the cure for everything in the world. If we could just teach every kid from the age of 5, make it part of curriculum, age 6, age 7, age 8, age 9, we just teach empathy and sympathy, right? Caring for one another, each other, right? That's what would actually change the world, make it a better place. Because when you can see your pain as shared with others, it changes everything, right? The word empathy is the most powerful, or the concept of it, and it can be taught. I think it was to some extent thanks to Dr. Steve Bernstein, this PhD from UCLA at Santa Rosa Junior College, the greatest junior college in America. If you don't know what the greatest junior college in America is, might as well be an Ivy League junior college. Santa Rosa Junior College. If you're wondering why I'm so smart, it's because I'm a proud graduate of Santa Rosa Junior College. Duh. Anyway, yeah. Dr. Steve Bernstein basically explained and taught everybody he ever taught the concept of empathy, right? And the value of it, and how it could change the world. And no matter who you are, it's an easy thing for any child to understand. Well, why would to hurt that person, thou art that. To hurt that person is to hurt me, right? To hurt that transgender person is to hurt me. To hurt that innocent immigrant who was working his way through the legal process is to hurt me. To lock up a gay hairdresser is to lock me up. To lock up a man who was just working 60 hours a week to support his special needs kid and his wife, an American woman. Yeah, to hurt him is to hurt me. And when you start seeing the world with empathy, it changes who you are. And there isn't one person in the Republican Party that understands the meaning of the word empathy. They're such sick fucks. They celebrate not having it. They're breaking laws. They're shitting on the Constitution. They're hurting people and enjoying it. It's just the sickest shit I've ever seen. And anybody with a heart or a soul, right, is horrified. Is horrified. And they're so fucking stupid. They can't tell that everyone, we see them. We see them for who they are. They're criminals. They're abject liars and hypocrites and murderers and thieves and rapists. And they're acting like, yeah, but we can do whatever we want because we're Republicans. You sick fucking bastards. All right. Cory Booker, badass. He did a town hall. It was pretty cool. I will just keep a pin on that. And everyone's like, oh, run for president. But I think you'd make a nice vice president to Jasmine Crockett or Katie Porter. Or Katie Porter, Jasmine Crockett ticket would be pretty fucking awesome. A couple women that don't take shit, and it is great. Or AOC, throw her in there. She ain't taking no shit. Smart women that take no shit. God, is there anything more attractive than an attractive, smart woman who don't take no shit? That's my American women, and they're going to be the ones that fight harder than any American man for democracy, because they are far more fearless than these, especially the meek, weak Republican men. Oh, you know what I was thinking? They should just bring like 218 wheelchairs and 53 wheelchairs to the Senate and the Republican House of Representatives, because it's not long before all their spines just disintegrate. And they're like, oh, somebody bring me a wheelchair because I can't stand up no more. My spine just completely finally disintegrated. Oh, speaking of Hot Wheels, right? Anyway, so now a court has ordered we bring one, just one. The father of the special needs kid, the husband, just one of those people have been ordered to be brought home. And that's not enough, obviously. But of course, Trump and the criminals that he surrounds himself with, all these racist, bigoted fucking pieces of shit that just love to dance on people's graves. They call themselves religious. Religion just died with these fuckers. Be spiritual, love God, whatever fucking beliefs you want to have, but fuck religion. Every religion just fucks up everything, and they all rape children. So, pick one, any religion. They're all doing it. So, anyway, it just makes me sick. Anyway, sorry. Let's have a drink. This is still have just a tad more. Look at that most beautiful flower. If you've never seen it, if you didn't take my advice last time, look up. Just go to Google and go, after we're done, of course, because I need you with me. Go to Google and go, lilikoi flower, passion fruit flower. And you'll see the most beautiful flower you've never seen before. It is the most beautiful flower, maybe on earth. And I've never seen it rendered by an artist until this can. See how beautiful it is? So it's got these little white hairs. You can't see them here. These little white hairs and these and purple and green, and they're just like, it's like nothing else. All right. Okay. All right. So I thought, I was watching Trump the other day with the South Koreans in Louisiana, right? Talking about how they're going to just contribute to polluting in the Cancer Alley. They're just going to murder people because they're going to deregulate so they can pollute, and then they're going to They're going to build a steel plant, right? Korea is going to build a steel plant in America, and that's Donald Trump's solution to everything. And it's a $5 billion deal. I watched that thing and I reported on it. He said 20 billion. He 4 times lied the fucking thing. Because why would I report on anything he said? And it was just a lie, like everything he says all the time. It's all a lie, including all these tariffs were just, it was bad first grade math done wrong. It was the dumbest shit ever. Oh, and the world's put into chaos. So I hope you're protecting your money. Oh, God, it is brutal. Okay, so there were just 3 people left, right? USAID, they're in Myanmar. They're trying to help out with this devastation, and they get fired while they're there. The only 3 people there from here to help, because we don't want to help anybody else but ourselves. We're narcissistic, sociopathic, pathologically lying Americans who hate now everybody. We only love ourselves. And Donald Trump is making us white people look like shit. And all his Pete Hegseths. Oh, God. And will somebody use Cash Yap's fucking name? His name is Cash Yap. Cash Yap Patel. It's not Cash Patel. It's not cool. It's not a cool name. Use the right name. All right, moving on. Scott Bessent is stupid and disgusting and gross and aloof, and looking down on all us people who aren't him. And his face is weird. I don't know what's up with his makeup. But he's interviewed today in a Sunday show, and he's like, well, these other countries have had a surplus on us, like it's a problem. And we've got this big deficit, not just a trade deficit, but our own deficit. Right, yeah, Republicans have caused our deficit. Trade makes everybody richer. So here's the thing. All right, so for Republicans who are too stupid to understand this shit, the whole world since the beginning of time has traded goods. Why would people trade goods, Craig? Well, let me tell you something. When people trade goods, it makes everybody richer. When different people make different things and they exchange them for the other things that the other people make, and money, and those goods travel, people get things they wouldn't have from other parts of the world. And it's a good thing. And it's been going on for a pretty long time. For those of you who never heard of trade, people have been exchanging things, from one place to another. From one part of the mountain to the beach here in Hawaii, right? The people at the top, working there. It wasn't trade; it was a family operation. But there was fish at the bottom, there was timber at the top, there was everything in between, and everybody worked together, right? They exchanged goods. And Republicans think that's a bad idea because their IQ is so low. I know, it's so sad. And an entire subset of people with an IQ so low, how do they remember to brush their teeth or eat or take a shower? How do they show up to work? How do they fill out a job application being that stupid? Everyone who's not a dumb fucking Republican wonders, how do you survive? Giving all your money away to people who are just con men. Oh my God. Whether it's your preacher at work, on Sunday, like today, someone tell you, here, give us 10% of your money and leave us your children. We'll watch over them. And vote for these guys because they know what right and wrong is, right? Republicans are all about morals. They got nothing but morals there in the Republican Party. As they lie, as they show their hypocrisy, as they murder, as they rape, as they steal. All this shit is a distraction while they're stealing our money. All right, what the hell else is going on? Of course, they talk about deregulation. That's going to make us rich, giving you cancer. Because Republicans aren't in favor of clean air, clean water, clean soil. No. They're stupid. So they are all about pollution. But that's going to make us rich, even though you're going to die, in your 20s or 30s. Cool. Yeah, there's a lot of Maui-made products. In fact, if you're from Maui and you're watching this and you want to support your local economy and your good health and your need to intake vegetables and fruits, okay, I did a video about this because it was a personal discovery. After 25, 30 years almost of driving by the tropical plantation. Now, they used to have some kind of farmer's market outside, but they moved all their produce, which is all locally sourced. There is no produce section anywhere where everything comes local. And so, or maybe Mana Foods, I take that back, or maybe some other organic store. Anyway, but at the tropical plantation that doesn't charge you for parking, even though they have that booth that looks like they do charge you for parking, which was intimidating for me. Why would I want to drive in somewhere where I'm going to be asked to give them money for parking? So anyway, in there, oh my God, I did a video. You can watch that. Yeah, the tropical plantation has local, fresh, all veggies and fruits, and it's like a pretty impressive repertoire. You can pretty much go there. You don't need to go to any other produce section. But they close early, so. And that whole complex, the whole plantation, tropical plantation, is its own wonderful place to visit for several reasons. If you watch my video, you'll see, but it's everything from a store. It's also Oma roasting coffee is in there, although it's expensive. And there's a restaurant in there. Who even knew? And anyway, and there's zip lining, and there's ducks. Feed the ducks, and all that stuff. You'll see it if you watch my video. But nevertheless, yeah. And then we got Maui coffee, but it's not just about buying local. It's about supporting trade with Canada. As soon as I can find Moosehead beer, I'm gonna buy some. And others, right? I mean, they're buying our products, we're buying theirs. It's not a problem. We don't need to be protectionists. It's not making us poor. We just saw Fareed Zakari explain, we are getting rich while everyone is selling us their cheap and wonderful goods from around the world, and we're often selling them everything we can, and it's all positive. Trade is positive. There's nothing negative about it. It also is the exchange of people and ideas and education. We are right now, if you haven't seen the news, I mean, literally just tonight, more and more and more. It's okay. Anyway, so as you know, it's neither here nor there. But yeah, if you don't know it, international students are having their visas revoked. It is just, which is, okay, so if you don't know this, the one group of students that pays the most tuition for all these schools are foreign students. They pay maximum tuition, and they're not a threat to us. They're kids studying, busy, trying to learn shit all the time. But now we got to kick them out of our country. So that's what we're doing, because we are stupid, Republican-led country. It's the saddest thing ever. Like I said, I can't fix all this, but you can fix being a Republican. You can just stop. Poor Republicans. So yeah, the lack of regulation sucks. We don't want that. That's not. See, they're like, oh, we're free market capitalists, so we want to get rid of regulation. Well, if you're a free market capitalist, there'd be no tariffs at all. Free markets are no tariffs, right? So what's the opposite of free market capitalism? Donald Trump and the dipshit Republicans and Steve Nutlick. And that's why he's such an asshole. And he wants so many people to suffer so much. because he was teased relentlessly with his last name, right? Nutlick, right? Howard Nutlick. Imagine being associated with licking nuts your whole life. And this poor guy, and of course now that he's famous, he shouldn't have become famous for destroying our economy. He should have just stayed in his lane, right? He could have had such a good life. He could be here in Maui, just enjoying the shit out of himself. But nope, he's becoming another person that everybody hates, and will be calling Nutlick for the rest of his life, publicly embarrassing him. Of course, he'll be trying to round those people up and deport them and lock them up, like me. But what you don't know, if you haven't seen it reported, is he profits, his financial interests, the companies his family and he owns, thrive. They profit when the stock market goes down and money moves into bonds, right? Which, it's funny, Besant was talking about here on Sunday. He was talking about how most people are 60-40. He didn't even explain. He's talking about stocks and bonds in their portfolio. In other words, they still got their bonds. Their stocks are going down, so their stocks go down 30%, but they still got their bonds. So, they only really lose they still got 85% of their money. 80%, because they're diversified, which is a subject I have and will continue to cover. If you're investing your money, diversification is everything, which is why I give all the advice I give. 20 different stocks with 30% of your money, and then you wait. And you wait for an event like I've been talking about that happens to be happening right freaking now, okay? Right now is an event. If you've never been in the stock market, it's time to send some money into an account and to get ready and to try to figure it out on your own, because no one's going to be smarter than you. No one's going to really know when the bottom happens. There's going to be a lot of conjecture, but it's not here yet. There is a expectation the futures for tomorrow is another 1,500 points down, okay? On the back of 4,000 points in the last 2 days of trading. Anyway, it's gonna be an interesting week. I'm gonna do my next broadcast at the closing bell tomorrow, I think, to witness the carnage. But since you're watching me and you took my advice, you didn't lose a goddamn penny, did you? You didn't lose any money at all, because you were here with me having this conversation where I pointed out to you all the times in history when there have been huge pullbacks, and what a terrible president Trump was the last time, and how he dropped it from 29,458 down to 18,000. A third of the stock market was destroyed under Trump the last time. In fact, now we're seeing that, because what do? They tell you, oh, well, we haven't seen a decline this bad since the last time it was this bad. During Trump's time in office, all the biggest records for the worst days on Wall Street are under Trump's time in office. And right now, he's only beating his own records for awful, because this is the god-awful news, and every day the news gets worse, baby. It's so sad. Oh my God. Anyway, poor Howard Nutlick, the Commerce Secretary, who's getting rich, right? His companies profit from money moving into the bond market. So good for him. I'm glad he's making money, right? Destroying the economy. And then one of the things he happens to say, right, in this Sunday interview, which was particularly egregious, in addition to everything being awful and stupid, but he complained about how America's not making enough semiconductors. Well, we gotta make those here. Puts us in jeopardy. We're not making enough semiconductors, you moron. Okay, what did the dipshit Donald Trump, the traitor in office, the rapist, the murderer, what did he do? Oh, because anything Joe Biden did was bad, was wrong. We got to undo anything a Democrat's name is on. The JFK library, got to close it, right? He's just pure evil. But anyway, there was this intelligent thing, this wonderful thing that Democrats did, and because in response to the fact that we should build more semiconductors here, it's called the CHIPS Act. Yeah, good job, Democrats. We love you, Democrats, because you do smart things. You're always doing, stuff that shows that you care and that you're not stealing from us. And maybe you are, but at least you're doing good things. Anyway, the CHIPS Act. Yeah, Donald Trump's done everything he can to destroy that since he got in office. The CHIPS Act. The very thing Nutlick was complaining we don't do. We're doing it. Oh, and then we canceled all those contracts because Republicans are traitors. They're stupid. They do everything wrong, gross, immoral. There is no need for the Republican Party. They don't do one good thing. They serve no good purpose. And it is sad to watch them. I mean, they're in power, but all they do is shit their pants publicly. And apparently, if you haven't heard the news, Trump and Musk are breaking up. Because Musk isn't popular, of course, and Trump doesn't like that. And he's taken pretty much all the money he can from Musk. And so it's time. You're going to see, I don't think Musk is sleeping at the White House, even if he is. Trump went down to hang out with the people that murdered Jamal Khashoggi and inspired 9/11, the Saudi Arabians, who have just given him money, just giving him money. Live Golf, just a bunch of sick. Oh, and the PGA guys that went to Live Golf made me abandon golf. Thank you. I needed to abandon golf. It's a waste of time and money and space and resources, but boy, when the PGA members sold out and became degenerate, disgusting Saudi Arabian ball lickers, I decided fuck golf forever. And I agree with you, George Carlin, on that. You're wrong, George Carlin, about it not mattering who you vote for, though. Okay? I'm just saying, George Carlin. It does matter who you vote for. All right? And you can talk about bombs at the airport. All right. Costa Rica former President, Nobel laureate, Oscar Arias Sanchez, a beautiful man by all accounts. He spoke up and said, yeah, we don't want to bend the knee to you dictators. After Marco Rubio tried to get Costa Rica to bend the knee, or is doing that. And, petty bitch-ass Trump revoked his visa. So he can't travel here now. Because Republicans are petty little bitches. So sick. And you know who I love is these I've had it ladies. Oh my God. Oh, what was their... They had a quote. Oh. So if you haven't seen the picture, it would make a good cover photo. I might take a picture of a picture. But Trump, as he was down there with these disgusting Saudi Arabians who murdered Jamal Khashoggi, a journalist, for doing journalism because they're such meek, weak Republican weaklings. They're afraid of criticism, so they murder people that criticize them, right? Trump loves that. So he's down there hanging out with his Saudi Arabian friends at Mar-a-Lago, playing golf. Of course, fake winning. He says he wins another. It's a senior tournament, and he won it, of course. Imagine everyone knowing that you're a liar and that you claim to win everything you do, even when you don't, and then you keep doing it. It is just, it's a comedy bit. Like every time he does this shit. But that's how Republicans are. They tell their children, even when they lose a game, no, it was the ref's fault. You really won, right? These people that complain about participation trophies, they tell their kids they win every game, even though they didn't. And the score clearly reflects it. But no, Republicans are such meek, weak weaklings that they have to win everything. Oh, the insecurity on display is fantastical. And so, yeah, these ladies from I've Had It, looking at the picture of the hairless person whose makeup has generally faded away. He looks like a pale piece of crap. I mean, he's just, and his pants are pulled up like like to his liver. All right, they're pulled all the way up because why? He's got those huge diapers down in there, and he needs to obfuscate that. So his pants are literally, I mean, they're right below his big fat titties. And anyway, these ladies from I've Had It. If you haven't seen the most recent video from the ladies from I've Had It, they called him. They say, I quote it, "He looks like a hammered piece of dog shit." Oh, that's a great insult. A hammered piece of dog shit. And it's true. That's how Donald Trump looks every time you see him. And then he speaks, which is always a lie. Oh my God. And then 60 Minutes, they did a thing about these poor guys, you know, and the experiences that they've had, and the horrible experience that they're being destroyed in El Salvador. The viciousness, the cruelty, the lack of any morals, the departure from the Constitution, the crimes committed by these Republican sick fucks, murdering, disappearing people. Yeah, I know those are strong words, but it ain't nothing compared to the freaking shit these people are going through, man. It is just so hurtful, so harmful, so awful. It's the epitome of evil, evil stupidity. It's straight up devils doing devil's work, right? Why would any Christian follow the devil? Orange Lucifer, determined to destroy, hurt, and kill everything he can in his past. He's bankrupted every business he was ever in. And he's bankrupting our country. Oh, and then of course there's that stat I've talked about. It's resurfacing. Some of the, you know, nice journalists out there are picking up on the story. But yeah, we're gonna take in 10% less money this year, and we're gonna spend 10% more. Right? We've spent almost 10% more in the first quarter. There's no saving going on. There's no money being saved. Trump is frivolously spending more money. Where's that money going? If we're spending more money than we've ever spent. Last year, Biden spent $1.8 trillion in the first quarter, which is everything that Republicans love to complain about. Oh my God, they spent $6 trillion, $7 trillion. Yeah, well, we're on pace to spend more. But in Biden's time in office, we took in more IRS receipts. So we took in more money and we spent less during Joe Biden. God bless Joe Biden. Greatest president in American history, right? Faithful to his wife and to his country and to the Constitution. Better than Washington, better than Lincoln. That's what everybody's saying. If you haven't heard what everybody's talking about, it's like nothing no one's ever seen before. Biden was and is now considered the greatest president in American history. People were just too stupid to know what the fuck was going on. The ones that were listening to the Republicans and all their whiny bullshit that were all lies and distractions about, trans people and inflation that was caused by Republicans. The deficit is so big. Yeah, all caused by Republicans. Republicans are the deficit. Deficit, Republicans. Republicans, deficit. When are you going to realize that, America? Huh? You dipshit Republican traitors voting for the wrong people. But like I said, you don't have to be a dipshit Republican traitor. You can change your ugliness. As fast as that sound hits, you don't have to be a piece of shit Republican. You don't have to be ugly as fuck like I am. You can just become beautiful in one moment. You can eliminate that traitor, disgusting stench that you carry, that everyone sees. The fucking lawn shit saying Trump. At this point, if you're still a Trump supporter, you are such a fucking idiot, okay? You're an idiot. Everyone sees you. Yeah. And you're gross. And you're the people I'm supposed to be afraid of, you little meek weaklings. The one guy at the protest. I'm with the GOP. He was 4'11", 97 pounds. There he was representing masculinity, and he was from Romania or somewhere. He never did tell me where he was from. He wasn't from here. He ain't like us. He ain't like us. He wasn't from here. He was like a Hungarian, Romanian, somebody, Viktor Orban lover. I don't know. God, I wish I figured out what shithole country he was from. Oh, God. Anyway, Yeah, 60 Minutes. If you haven't seen it, don't watch it because it's going to make you cry. Or do watch it so you understand how evil Republicans are. They have no soul. They are godless. Evil. Pure fucking evil. Anyway, my name's Craig Hamilton Bradley. I just might run for some office. I got fantasies. I wish all these people that I am fans of. I've been talking to Tennessee Brando. How's that? That's pretty cool. He got 700,000 followers. Tell him, come out here, dude. Let me start my podcast series. We'll do a 3-hour interview. No one's ever done a 3-hour long form interview with Tennessee Brando. Anyway, that's pretty exciting. And yeah, tomorrow's going to be a shitty day in the stock market because dumb shit Republicans with all that. I mean, their hands are dripping in blood. You wonder if they'll try to do better next time. And never, the pledge, you know, could be I'll never vote for a Republican ever again. I'll never be that ignorant, that stupid, that hateful, that much of a traitor to my country, supporting people who killed cops as they smeared their shit on the walls of the Capitol. We call those people Republicans. Abject moral criminals or immoral criminals. And they deserve to go to jail for their shitting on the Constitution and unjustly imprisoning people with no due process. And it is truly troublesome. There isn't a person with a heart or a soul, a mind or a conscience that doesn't care about the lack of due process that's been afforded these potentially all 100% of these supposed gang members could be innocent, but we'll never know because and Trump continues to fight this in court like, oh, I don't want to set these people free, right? He's so determined to inflict pain and suffering and evil and he can't admit defeat or that he was wrong, and all the criminals. And you know what the judges asked for? The judges asked for, like, who's responsible? Who did this? What was the person in command that made that decision? Because that person is criminally liable. And they're like, oh, we don't know, right? It's gross. Anyway, that's pretty much most and all of the news. I didn't cover sports. And there isn't a lot of good news. Oh, shit. Look, found another one of my marbles. I keep finding my marbles. Oh, thank God, because when I lost them the day of the fire, I wondered if I ever would find them. But I did. So that's good. And here in the United States of America, we are flying our Constitution upside down because it has been destroyed by a theocracy. We have a Christian Taliban perpetrating holy war anywhere they can murder a Muslim. It's just disgusting. Every reason to abandon religion, because religion is a joke. I don't care if you're a Scientologist, a Mormon, a Catholic, a Jew, a Muslim. Yeah. Why would you give 10% of your income to someone stealing your money while they say, leave your children with me? They'll be safe. And by the way, you should vote for this traitor who's gonna kill, steal, lie, rape, right? Because those are the tenets of religious organizations, right? All the things the Republicans do. They're hypocrites who lie. They're hypocrites who steal. They're hypocrites who murder and who rape. How about those Tate rape brothers? Republicans went out of the way to get these rape brothers out of prison, brought them here. Oh my God, right? Oh, $5 million you can buy. Oh, we don't like you foreigners that work 60 hours a week doing drywall. We want to get a criminal to pay us $5 million to come move here and bring his crime syndicate. Oh, God. You know, before this episode, I took a really big Trump. Sorry. I thought of that, but someone else must have thought of that before me. I love all the creativity on these signs. I plan on going to every protest from here on out and bringing you there. My favorite was those people singing about dry vaginas. Oh my God. For 2 hours they sang about Republicans making dry vaginas. And then, of course, that I finally had a conversation with a woman, no less. Very satisfying, because as you know, I've talked about this, but why would Republicans want America to have unhealthy vaginas? Like, that's the most un-American thing you could ever do. Healthy vaginas is patriotism. I mean, anyway, the Republicans are in every way, in every shape, in every form, and we should abolish the Republican Party. We should just replace it with the women's, workers, and the environmentalist party who are pro-peace. And then, because truly, if we're to get the terms right, the conservatives are the liberals, right? They're conservative because they want to conserve and preserve the Constitution and democracy and freedom and free markets. Everything a Democrat is actually conservative. It's the psychotic right-wing Nazi traitors that are the Republicans are Nazis, and Democrats are conservatives because they want to conserve and preserve law and order, the Constitution, American values. So let's get our expressions right. But using the term properly, to conserve your money is to take my financial advice, and that is protect your money. Stock market's going to maybe drop another, what? How many thousands? 36, 35, 32. I don't know. 28, 25,000. How low will it go? There's going to be some serious pain. And somewhere, and oh, yeah. And you know what I can't wait for? And it's already happening. They're still doing it. These shitty fucking assholes at Fox dismissing, looking down on all these protesters. Are they on the wrong side of history or what? Republicans are so stupid. Oh, God. Fox News, you know. That, you can stop being a disgusting bunch of traitors. You can decide, you know what? How about all the Republican politicians in all their towns, where people now want to lynch them in their towns. They want to lynch the people they voted for. The voters they want to lynch the people they vote, the people that they've elected, because they're taking their Social Security, their veterans benefits. They're destroying their schools and their kids' lunches and their Meals for Wheels, and murdering people around the world and destroying the economy, destroying their 401ks, right? But they still just talk down to them like, oh, you're all just paid for by Jeff Bezos, or George Soros. Pretty soon it'll be somebody else. Anyway, and it's hysterical because they're so now far from, they've departed so far from reality. They're standing in front of 10,000 people yelling at them, and they still can't get a clue, right? Because what do Republicans do when they come to Maui? They try it. Is that my ass? Oh, it's not my ass. It's a hole in the ground. They just can't. They keep looking at holes in the ground, wonder if it's their ass. Because that's what Republicans do. And it's so sad watching them disgrace themselves. But they have power. I forget where I was on that. Cheers. All right, so get ready. It's going to be a roller coaster week. Republicans are going to destroy the economy even more this week. And I hope you protect your money. It's a very important, listen, if you sell at 38,000 and it gets to 28,000, you're going to seem like you're the smartest person in the room. Okay? So, and there's nothing wrong with having cash that doesn't go down, right? Watching your net worth go down can be hard. And the only thing that feels good is knowing that a whole bunch of Republicans are watching their money disappear. Abject morons that voted to lose their money. They voted to hurt people, to hurt themselves, to hurt their friends, to hurt their neighbors, to hurt their states, to hurt their local economies. Chuck Grassley, oh, he suddenly has oh, well, maybe I shouldn't do this because, yeah, your whole state's getting destroyed. Farmers' lives are being destroyed. Oh, now they're talking about being a bailout for farmers. It might be a day late, a dollar short. Farmers are already losing their farms because of you Republicans. I mean, you didn't spare anybody. You literally attacked everybody. You're killing everybody. Farmers, ranchers, immigrants, everybody. Tourism, car industry. I mean, where's the carnage ever start and stop? I don't know. Anyway, all right. Thanks for letting me just talk too much. Yeah, tomorrow's gonna be a shitty day in the news. I think I'm gonna go live. Maybe I'll go live. We'll see. Right around the closing bell, observing the carnage. But if you haven't protected your money and you think it's just gonna come back and you're just staying for the long haul, if you can't afford to, you can sell. All right, you can sell and you can wait. You don't need to be in an investment all of the time. You can take a break from investing your money and just have money instead. Because guaranteed your mutual fund managers aren't going to manage your money as well as you are. Your financial advisor isn't going to give you everyone's going to tell you, stay calm. Think long term. In other words, you keep your money in there while I get my money out and take advantage of you keeping your money in there. But yeah, the rich people are taking their money out and they're selling shit short and yeah, they're gonna stay just fine. But yeah, so if you're just a normal person or if you've never been in the stock market, this is one of those events. This is the time to figure out how to make 500% on your money, or at least 100%, and then keep cranking it forward. And that's with events like this. Provided the end of the world doesn't come, right? If the end of the world's coming, then it doesn't matter. And that could be the case. But provided the end of the world doesn't come, there will be a bottom to the stock market. And from there, it will start to come up. But man, there's just so much carnage being done, and there's 4 years left of this incompetent insanity at the top of our government, supported by 4,400 pieces of shit traitor Republican elected officials in states and in the federal government. So there's no hope. But if another Republican stock comes out, if another evil company comes out public like Newsmax, you're going to want to get in on that trade because they have no laws restricting them. They have no reason to worry about being held accountable, and they are going to pump and dump any Republican stock that comes out, just like an internet stock in 1998. Newsmax, DJT, we now see a trend. So not much normally for a get-rich-quick guy, but that seems like the scheme that they've got going that we can all be part of. You're just going to want to open, if there's an opening bell, and let's say, hypothetically speaking, some bunch of degenerates like AON, if they go public, you're going to want to be at the opening bell, in on the IPO, and you might want to sell it that day because it might go up like 1,000, 2,000%. But only do that with a small fraction of your money because it's always a risk, and diversification is everything, right? If you have 30% of your money in there and you divide it 20 ways, that's 1.5% of your money in every company you're invested in. So, oh, Tesla went out of business. Oh, shucks, I lost 1.5% of my net worth, right? That's what diversification is all about. Meanwhile, you got your 70% sitting on the sidelines just waiting to pounce like a cheetah in the grass. And it's a moment coming up sometime in the future. Don't really know. No one's going to be the person who can definitely figure it out. But there'll be a moment and moments in the future where you can jump out of that grass like a cheetah with your money and get a company at a huge discount on sale. Which is why it's daunting to try to invest in the stock market when it was at 4,000, 45,000, or 4,400, right? Because, man, I mean, stocks have gone up a lot, right? And but that's when you're supposed to sell. right? Yeah, but buy low, sell high. I don't know if you've ever heard that. It's a crazy idea. But buying low is coming. You could have sold high. You can still sell high. But you should have taken my advice a couple days ago when I said sell at 42,000. Anyway, it's still, trust me, when the stock market's at 32,000, you're gonna say, "Oh man, 38,000 was pretty high compared to now." Anyway, don't feel like you just gotta take it on the chin. You can sell. So, but that's what the news is gonna be. Oh, and 6 trillion. I told you the news would be how much money we lost. 6 trillion in 2 days. 6 trillion, and then globally another equal amount, right? So $12 trillion wiped out of the global economy in 2 days. Thanks to Republicans' ignorance, incompetence, inability to do anything right. Anyway, sorry, I talked too much. What time is it? Man, 75 minutes. I've been talking too long. How am I gonna watch my own videos when they're this long? Which I do. These are the signs when I got to the protest. These ladies were leaving. They gave me their signs. So that was fun for me, to have signs. Anyway. All right. Well, I recommend you do your best to have a good attitude. Right? It's the only thing you can't control in this world is your response to all the things you can't control, which are Republican traitors doing treasonous shit, crapping on the Constitution, harming countless people in the worst ways you can hurt people, right? Because that's their Christian motto, right? Hurt, cause pain, suffering, murder, rape, theft. That's these sociopathic Christian anti-nationalists. They call themselves nationalists, but we know they hate our country and everyone in it that isn't an ignorant white person. Holy shit. Just imagine having an IQ that low. It's hard, I know. And it is such a brutal, they hate it. It's a brutal insult for a Republican when you call them stupid. Because they are. It really hurts their feelings because they know they're stupid and they're not smart enough to have a retort. All right. Well, let's hope I get better at making videos because I'm still not very good at it. And I hope you're having a great day. Thanks for watching. Do no harm, do no crime. Thanks for watching All Good Things and All Good Time. Love you guys. And let's watch the economy crumble this week. And I hope that you're positioning yourselves to take advantage and you've protected yourself. And yeah, it'll be fun. You'll see all kinds of people who now are going to tell you, you know, what to do with your money. Too late. But this is something we've been talking about for months and months. And I've been grooming you, hopefully, to do the right thing, to understand how this shit works, and to do the right thing at the right time. And knowing that it would come. And it now is here. A huge market collapse, which generally leads to some good opportunities. But man, I mean, all the spheres of numbers and news are so bad. Wait till all the news and all the numbers are priced in, as they say, into the market. How low will it be? Who frickin' knows? But it's going to be fascinating. It's going to be fascinating. And I just hope that the people watching this end up, not, in such a good financial position that I could come and stay in your guest room. I might need some guest rooms to live in case I'm homeless and driving around in a van that I often park down by the river, Anyway, all right. Have a great day. Aloha. Much love.